Sal Pal Friday here on the Sports Bash Live on 97.3 ESPN. It is powered by Dunkin', and, of course, DD members, you get your Dunkin' Donut to kick off the game, as we do each and every Friday. It is a Sal Pal Friday, and we couldn't go without a Sal Pal Friday on Eagles-Cowboys week. Sal Pal, how are you?
Oh, hey, I'm doing good, Mike. Sorry for the delay in the action, a little travel delay, that's all.
No problem. As we know, we had people texting in. Did I miss Sal Pal today? Nope, we got him right now. There's a lot going on with this team, man. Last week we talked about it. They ended up losing in an ugly game. What do you make of what has happened at the NovaCare complex this week, Sal? You know, this we've seen these anonymous sources coming out again.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. You have to have the courage to put your name behind a quote like that. And shame on the players that are doing that. It really undermines what they're trying to build there, and it just shows that they've got some kind of divisiveness going on with that team, because it's pretty clear that some players or maybe one player is upset about the fact that they didn't get Jalen Ramsey. But as you and I talked about it, I wasn't in favor of giving up 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey. This team needs so much going forward. They're an old team. As far as I can tell, they're right now a slow team without Deshaun Jackson. They need speed and youth, especially first-round picks.
They didn't make that trade, obviously. We saw what happened to them last week, Sal. They're going to get Darby and Mills back, maybe even this week. Are they hoping that Darby and Mills answer their issues in that secondary?
A lot of it is scheme, Mike. Sure, you want better players out there, but, they had miscommunications against the Vikings. And I don't care how good you are, you can't have that kind of chasm in the secondary caused by miscommunication and last very long in the NFL.
Sal, I'm curious to go back to the quotes that were critical. There was one that was critical of the front office not getting Jalen Ramsey, and the other one was critical of the offense. And I guess what's perplexing to me, or I'm going to ask you, which is more out of bounds, criticizing a player, criticizing a general manager when he's never done that kind of job, or B, player criticizing an offense that right now is averaging 28 points a game, 3rd in third down offense, and 4th in red zone offense. The offense outside of last week has really not been a number one problem for this team.
Yeah, I don't understand it, frankly. That's very true, Jeff. I mean, to me, if they had Deshaun Jackson on this offense, I don't think you would see much of a problem. And like you said, you're scoring your 30 points a game. To me, the defense has really been the issue. It really has. I think there's certain things that I don't like what I see from Carson, especially in the Vikings game. I'd like to see him get to the line of scrimmage and call the play and snap the ball without the play clock going down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds, so it's a fire drill every time they snap the football. I think there's got to be better communication between him and Doug, the play caller. Get those plays in, get to the line of scrimmage, and look at the defense and call the play and snap the football. They've got to have a lot more rhythm in offense than they have in terms of that. But it also hurts your snap to release if you're holding on to the ball that long. So, but the major issue is definitely the secondary. It looks like Amari Cooper's going to try to play in this game. I mean, he tried last week with disastrous results. And that Cowboys offense is just so much different without a healthy Amari Cooper, that's for sure.
What do you think are reasonable the Eagles can't wait to get Ronald Darby and Jalen Mills back on the field so they can get Sidney and Rasul off, but one guy hasn't played in a year, and the other guy is coming off another hamstring injury that put him out for a couple of weeks. What can we reasonably expect out of those two guys? I mean, it seems like the Eagles want him to last the whole game, and that might be a tall order.
I agree. And it depends on whether Cooper's playing or not, and whether he's healthy, playing and at a high level. You know, the Jets did a pretty good job of shutting them down last week. So if their offense is going through Jason Witten in this game, they don't have to worry. I think the bigger issue, Jeff, is no Nigel Bradham.
Right.
Yeah, he has been ruled out.
That's a big issue. And the other issue on offense is Jason Peters not playing and Andre Dillard making his first NFL start. They're going to have to give him some help on the edge.
Yeah, Sal, and we know that obviously right now the defense has been a big issue in that secondary. They're hoping to get some guys back here. But for this particular week, when they're playing this Dallas team who has their own injury problems, would you like to see more out of the pass rush with this Dallas team banged up out front? I mean, yes, the secondary has had its issues, but are you liking what you're seeing from this Eagles pass rush?
Well, I don't want to see any blitzing. I think this is a game where, you know, you really need to keep the plays in front of you. You got to have a bend, don't break defense against this Cowboys team. Get them off the field, let your offense score, because you'll be able to score points in this game. You know, I think the Eagles are going to win this game. I would never pick them to lose to the Cowboys, but, you know, even realistically. But you know, I think they're going to this line favors the Eagles, clearly. I think the Sharps are heavy on the Eagles. I like the Eagles a lot in this game. I like them to win this game 30-23.
By the way, that line has dropped down to 2.5. So a lot of money, as you just mentioned, Sal, has gone to the Eagles as that line moved down. 18-2, Philly is when they score in the first quarter. Doug talked about reconsidering this week on deferring. Does that matter to you?
I hate deferring. I hate it, especially when you struggle in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But I really hate it. And your defense has had problems. Take the football, score. Get the lead, and unleash your pass rush on the Cowboys.
Prescott, 455 yards when these teams met in Week 14 last year, a career high for him. 298 of them went to Amari Cooper. We'll see if Cooper plays. It's a big one. Sal Paolantonio on a Sal Pal Friday. He likes Philly 30-23 to beat the Cowboys.
What's the over-under, Mike? What is the over-under?
Was it 49?
I think it was, I think it was 49 was the over-under.
I like the under.
Wow.
Yeah, 2.5 the line dropped to today in the last hour. Our friend Harry Mays made that announcement during the Mays and Aton show. I heard him driving down. We're down in Cape May. Where are you, Sal?
Yeah, I'm just landed in Philly, and I'm actually not doing the game in Dallas now that Edward is back on the network.
Oh yes,
he's based in Dallas, so he's covering the game. I am in D.C. I've got the Niners and the Redskins. And then I am up the turnpike to Monday Night Football. I disagree, Jeff. I like the over in this game. If it's 49, I would go over. But I think these teams will score some points against these defenses.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Dillard starting what you were saying and making his first start in Dallas and, you know, worrying about some other primetime games the Eagles have had with a guy making his first start at left tackle and a quarterback getting killed. So,
well, Sal, you'll get a first-hand look at maybe the most impressive defense in the league this week. And Shanahan's comments really add some intrigue to that matchup down there because he might want to put the pedal to the metal against his former Redskins team. But Sal Paolantonio, of course, this season the pregame starts at Dunkin'. DD Perk members score a $1 medium hot or iced coffee on Eagle game days. Head to Dunkin' for your kick before kickoff. Sal Pal Fridays here on the Sports Pass. Thank you, Sal. Safe trip.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.